Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a hair transformation. I'm going to show you guys how I got some pretty curly hair, especially for quarantine. I have a new position. I'll be teaching online. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely tired of looking like a rat, okay? Tired of it. Like, it's time to get this hair together, edges, and all of that. So let's go ahead and get into this easy transformation. So I'm using a curly lace frontal wig from Wig Encounters. This 13x4 pre-bleached and pre-plucked lace frontal. So I'm going to transform it because so many people just plop their wigs on and just let their lace sit like this, which is a problem. No ma'am. So first thing I do is just measure out where I want to cut my ear tabs off so that the lace can fit properly, and then I tack them down to a dummy. This dummy was from the beauty supply store for like $2.99, but you could order them online during the pandemic and then they'll ship them to you. So this is where I place my frontal, because you can see this is where the edges kind of go outward, and this is how my natural hairline is. So I just align it to my dummy like this. And so I figured that I would first just put some water on it just to slick it back to see which side part I would want, or if I would want it to fall off of my face. But then I realized that this is a 13x4, so I really don't have that much room for a side part. But this is just the first step that I take just to, you know, see how I want the wig to lay first. So this is what I would recommend you guys to do. So I also use a hot comb. If you don't have a hot comb, you can use the mousse, and I'll show you guys both of those techniques later. But I just want to straighten it first so that I could get a feel of how it would look as far as wig placement and my edges and all of that. So I'm just hot combing it for a second just to, you know, lay down the foundation. Okay, so this part is very important. The main thing that you need to pay attention to when you're ordering a frontal wig is the length and the width. Of course, the width will be 13 inches wide, but as far as parting goes, you need to make sure that you probably have at least 6 inches so that you can do a deep side part. So for that reason, I decided to go with a middle part because it looks more natural and I can kind of fake a few more inches with my concealer. So right here, what I'm doing is adjusting my natural hairline. I'm trying to recreate it because my forehead area, my edges kind of sit back a little bit more. Well, actually they don't sit back more as if I'm like, you know, balding, but I mean like my edges are lower around the temples of like the side of my head. So I'm just, you know, taking that off. So now instead, if you don't have a hot comb, this is what I always use anyway. This is the mousse from Tresemme. It's really strong and it just sets your hairs in place. And it defines your curls as well. So if you're using it on your natural hair, that's fine. So I just use this if you just want to lay down the front part of your hair, you know, to have it still bulky at the top. But I like to actually have the sides of my hair laid down flat as well with my curly hair. Some people like the curly hair to stick out, you know, a little bit more at the top, but I don't like it too full and voluminous at the top. So I'm putting more mousse down. And instead of using a scarf, I just use this wig cap because it's all I have in this pandemic. And this is what it will look like if you do the second round. And so I'm just creating some little edges since they're already pre-created, as you can see. And this is just, I'm mimicking my natural hairline because like I said, my edges do come out a little bit more towards my eyebrows down the sides of my hairline. So this part is just really, to me, it's easy, but you know, if this is your first time watching, just pay closer attention and you can slow down the speed of this video. So as you can see here, the edges look a little thick, but this is how my natural edges look. But if you want to thin it out, you could use some tweezers and just pluck out certain hairs like I'm going to show you. And then it'll make your edge line look more natural. And you can pluck them back also to make it look less dense if your edges are not as dense in the front, because mine aren't either like that. So I'm just plucking just a little bit because it is pre-plucked already. But this makes your hairline look so much more natural when you pluck some of the edges and the hairline to make it look more like your scalp. And so this is what this looks like on a dummy. So now I'm just applying it on my head, and this part is actually easy. Some people do their wigs on their heads, but I found that that's so hard to do So I just use my, instead of edge glue and all that stuff, I just use edge control. This stuff is really nice and strong, but it doesn't pull out your edges, so this is perfect for a glueless application. So now I'm just creating my part with my concealer to make it look more like scalp. And you can see now my hair looks really natural in the front. Like, it looks much better than I've done in the past. And I'm just, you know, putting the concealer down the sides. So this is it for the styling part. Now, if you want to leave your hair like this and curly, you can. But I just want to do chunky twist curls. So I had to tease out the hair, just comb out all of the curls to make it look like a blowout, and then do the wand curls. And you'll see the chunky sections that I chose. I think the chunkier the sections are, the chunkier your curls will be. So keep that in mind. So the rest is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'll shut up now. Okay, so before I shut up, I wanted to mention that all details will be in the descriptions box, especially the tools that I use to create this transformation. They're really cheap, like $20. And yeah, you can order them from Target or anywhere, Walmart. And of course, you can order the hair online. Everything will be shipped to you so that you can still stay at home during the pandemic. Okay, so let's take these out. Tease them out. Not too much. Not too much. Okay. And here we go. There we go. Tousled, thick, juicy curls. Curls, curls, curls. Okay, so let me be cute for my quarantine date. That doesn't exist. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys think? I wanted to do something different other than the typical wet curly hair, because this is flu season and you will get sick with a lot of wet hair dripping and just being all over you. So I just felt like this is a cuter style. I wanted to do a side part, but it wasn't deep enough since this is only a 13x4. But when I took my concealer all the way back, it makes it look like it's 6 inches or at least like 5 or something like that. So it makes it look more believable. But let's fix that. Can you imagine I got this from Walmart? It's so cute. So, yeah. Now, the reason why I did the front curl like that was because I wanted it to be like towards my face a little.